Crop circle harmonics. Well, how are crop circles created? Are they created by man? Well, there have been certain crop circles that have been created by man, but they do not represent the essence, the substance, as to the message that is meant to be shared with your collective. Now, basically looking at crop circles altogether and their harmonics, how they are fundamentally created is that, yes, they can be extraterrestrial based. Basically, this involves the idea of the synthesis of light and sound. And basically that a certain area upon your planet holds a certain degree of harmonic. It is not really, quote-unquote, randomly chosen. It represents a harmonic to where it will host the frequency as it relates to the specific harmonic in question, pertaining to the calibration and geometric vibrational alignment of the crop circle itself. This particular form of technology utilizes, again, light rays and sound harmonics, basically creating a type of field. Once the light itself is shone upon the specific field that holds the vibrational magnitude of alignment, the shaping of the wheat field, in this particular example, begins to softly merge itself downwards and collects itself into a state of static form. Basically, if you were to take an electromagnetic frequency detector and walk around one of these crop circles, you would find that it holds a lot of electromagnetic frequencies. You would also discover that these crop circles contain a particular substance, representing that of what is commonly known as white powder gold. And so this is basically the synthesis of light and sound coming together, creating this particular field depending upon the image that is etched into the wheat field. This harmonic that is commonly utilized and producing an image is the result of vibration. And so, we would suggest looking at a crop circle that represents some of this phenomena, that has high electromagnetic frequency conductivity, and also has been known to contain white powder gold. This is how you would know that a crop circle has been genuinely created by what you would know as the crop circle masters. And that these crop circle masters or crop circle facilitators have produced this particular crop circle at the time that it is paramount for your own culture to look into this vibration, to look into the image that this crop circle represents. It is often brought forward through certain solstices, equinoxes, times of lunar phases, and other particular forms of conjuncting magnetic appropriate days. And that this particular image that is created through the crop circle is not just looking at a finely created image, but it is representing a frequency. It is basically what we would refer to as a message in a bottle. But the idea is that even though it may appear static, there is movement within the crop circle, and this movement is energy. That just being able to look at the particular crop circle through an image, through a photograph, you are able to actually tune in to its resonant harmonic. These particular crop circles can actually assist in promoting upgrades to the collective consciousness. Of course, the collective consciousness does not even have to be aware of the crop circle. As long as the crop circle is formed, this is actually creating changes within energy patterns. This can also relate, depending upon the intensity and the complication of the crop circle created, in regards to certain forms of DNA activations as well. And as we stated, people do not even have to look at the crop circle for it to take effect. It is basically bonding together with the geomagnetic energy of your own planet, of your own atmosphere. And so these are attunements that are actually taking place. But when a person is actually able to look at these forms, they're actually able to see, they're actually able to feel and understand the transformations that can take place within. That is their nature. They are not just static, pretty images. They are, again, the capturing of vibration, the capturing of a certain form of program that has been, shall we say, snapshotted and etched upon your wheat fields, upon your planet. So this has been happening for several centuries. This goes back into, shall we say, simpler times, to where there were crop circles taking place, representing that of spirals or squares or cubes, etc. And again, this was all part of simplicity during that particular time. But as your species evolves, you will notice that the crop circles become much more advanced in that way. They become much more intertwined together with DNA and complication sequences, as they're helping to shift yourself and moving yourself into higher dimensional understandings. So that is the nature of these crop circles. Again, not just pretty pictures, but actually combining harmonics that are actually blending together with your own Earth's grid to help in these constructions of blueprints representing transmutation that is taking a much more increased and improved effect as it relates to your entire populace, whether you are aware of it or not. Again, the crop circle facilitators or crop circle masters, yes, can be extraterrestrial, but there have also been many different forms of ancient spells cast upon the land. And again, this is why some areas, especially within your areas of the United Kingdom, have been chosen to therefore portray these crop circles. Much in regards to what you would know as the realms of ancient magic have been quite prolific around that time. And some of these crop circles that are actually created are actually embedded into the Earth's collective consciousness and are actually formed without the need of, shall we say, third-party intervention, therefore hence representing that of the crop circle facilitators, crop circle masters. So the idea is that Earth herself is also able to produce this through the thought forms that have been created of ancient priests, of ancient clerics, of ancient sages of old, and will basically show up during appropriate times within your year. Again, that which holds very high magnetic conductivity, that which represents higher phases of transformation magnetically, energetically upon your planet. These particular crop circles can also hold themselves together, and they appear very much more Celtic in design. When you discover crop circles like that, these are ones that are more massively produced through the Earth's collective consciousness.